or don't like it, learn to love it because it is the best thing going.
And welcome back to the Boundary Corner podcast, along with my partners, Brian Siegler, Jonathan Talley, soon to be joining us, technical difficulties in Alabama with the internet, and Shelton Moss. I am Curtis Wilson, and this episode is brought to you by Dr. Jeremy Counts, down at the Counts Family Pharmacy, your friendly neighborhood pharmacy, 301 South Main Street in Blacksburg. We are also brought to you by Moments on the Maury. Need a weekend getaway next spring, summer, or fall? Think about Moments on the Maury. Exactly what you might need down in Lexington, Virginia, and owned by a proud Hokie. Fishing, kayak, and all sorts of fun stuff. Check out the link in the comments section or visit them at Moments on the Maury at their Instagram page. We finally got here, y'all.
Hey.
Got him.
We got our guy. Did we think it was going to happen? You know what? There was moments where I was like, I don't know if they're going to close the deal. I don't know if they're close the deal. It was a very 6-7 situation. Like I didn't know what was going to happen.
I only hear about that 19 times a day in my household. It was. Is it going to happen? Are we going to get Big Boyd? Are we going to have the balls enough to probably make the next 3 years happen? I think probably that's been put to rest because there were people questioning, can we hit those numbers? I got a feeling I don't think James Franklin would have signed the dotted line unless that money was guaranteed. So, but here we are. We are here to tell the truth tonight. We are trying to get Tally on. I don't know, Brian, do you got a message from him before we start opening up the floodgates?
We're having Alabama internet issues.
He needs to just get on his damn phone and hold it up like this.
Like I did this morning on Big Dog?
Yeah, if y'all didn't catch Brian on Big Dog this morning, technical difficulties there as well.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Sometimes you bring your work computer in and you forward the link to join to your work computer, and it doesn't make it through the firewall, and you got to go with Brown 2 there. So
you gotta do. We thought Tally got better Wi-Fi too. We thought he got what was it? Starlink? That it?
Nah, Google Fiber.
Google Fiber.
Although that was before he moved, so I don't know what he's got at the new place. I can't remember what he did or if he went with the same thing. So You know what? We're going to let this thing ride. He's going to join us as soon as he can. I think he's probably doing like a router restart, the whole deal there. So we didn't want to hold this thing back too much longer. We're going to let him join when he jumps in, but we got a big one tonight.
Huge. It's been obviously with James Franklin, with the announcement yesterday, one of the probably the biggest, maybe the biggest coaching hire in ACC history, definitely the biggest coaching hire in first. In fact, definitely the biggest coaching hire in Virginia.
He put it in there at 8:30. He was
ready to rock. Justin, ready to rock. Shelton, before we start letting everybody get on, you've been busting your ass today. Tell everybody what you got coming out. I'm assuming it's going to get dropped tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow morning. Yep. Yeah.
So we're
doing an article for the Key Play, thekeyplay.com. You can check it out and become a member too, because we got some pretty good content this week and going forward, obviously with this big hire. But I did a little bit of a deep dive into his resume. Obviously, you can look at it yourself. But just talking about the fact that I think it's on paper the most credentialed hire in ACC football history. You could argue maybe Mark Richt at Georgia taking the Miami job was up there. Maybe Bill Belichick, but outside of that, I mean, this is just one of the most proven hires that, any team in this league has ever had. And I talk about maybe some of the misconceptions about Coach Franklin. The big game narrative is a little bit overblown. In-game coaching, I talk about that, and just kind of what his perception is there among the football industry. So it was pretty informative too. And I think we'll talk about it. Some of the numbers that I found in my research. But I think by and large, the big thing is just this dude is an ace recruiter. He develops talent. He puts guys in the league, and he wins games. And bottom line is he's a winner. And so we're getting a proven winner at the Power 4 level And I think it's awesome. I think we should all be stoked.
Yeah, I mean, this is just it's a big time hire. I know, when Sheldon was first talking about this, seeing some of the numbers, especially like win percentage against unranked teams.
Sheldon just dropped out on us right before.
104 and 23.
80.9.
Yeah, when we talk about like what's been the problem with the Hokies, especially the end of the Beamer days and so forth, like the biggest problem is we're not winning the games we should win, and Franklin has proved historically that he takes care of most of those games. So I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. I know we're going to let some folks get in here and tell their truths on this thing, but man, I'm pumped. I think some of the Florida State and Arkansas tears on the timeline have been a fucking highlight for me as well.
Awesome. It's been so awesome.
The meltdown of like, I mean, you got people hyping up Fayetteville. Like, has anyone ever hyped up Fayetteville as like the spot, the destination? No. So like, I don't know what we're doing.
I don't know what they were doing either, and it was the whole. In that, it was like y'all have no shot at him, and Florida State's coming. Florida State's coming. Well, Florida State never came because Florida State ain't got the money right now. They honest to God,
Florida State has blue balls.
Ooh, so and as far as Arkansas goes, it's like they've had Sheldon, did you put this out here? Did you put Arkansas has had like 3 10-win season in the last 40 years?
No, that was something else, but I did see that tweet.
Okay, good. You saw the tweet then. And it's like, oh, so no, you guys aren't that good. It was sweet getting their tears because now they don't know who the hell they're getting. And it's going to be pretty awesome. Commits, decommits, crystal balls, art source with fun stuff. But again, we advertise this as we're still waiting on tally, but we're going to get it rolling. Brian's going to drop the link in all of the necessary places. So click on it, come in. Again, y'all know how this works. We're not going to talk an hour. We're not talking 50 minutes. Give you a point, why you like it, or if you hate it. If you absolutely hate this hire, come tell why you hate it.
I can't imagine too many people absolutely hating this. I
know one who hates it.
There might be varying degrees of wait and see. Might be varying degrees of wait and see, but you know what?
Look who's here.
He's back.
He's back. We good now? Just keep moving your hand like this so we know. Tally, I was just giving them what you always give them. There we go. You ain't allowed to talk for an hour. Get in, tell you why you like it, tell you why you hate it, tell you what you're looking forward to, all that fun stuff. So, Sikra is actually James Franklin. Y'all didn't know that? There it is right there. He's actually James Franklin. He told you the whole time. So Brian's dropping that in all the chats. Brian, Twitter, let you get it everywhere. And y'all
I'm throwing it out there right now.
We had somebody jump in, and then he jumped back out.
He said he was going to be. He originally said he was going to be ready between 9:30 and 9:45. I don't know if he was jumping on early, just trying to get things rolling. But I'm sure that he will be making an appearance here before we close this thing out.
Absolutely. So y'all see it is in there now. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. I don't know if you've got it on Twitter yet, Brian.
It doesn't really drop on Twitter because Twitter doesn't have a comments. But if you're on Twitter and want to join, I can DM you.
Yep. So DM
just
the
throw
podcast.
That in the comments that you want the mic, and I'll DM you.
Perfect. So drop it in there. So Tally, you've been sitting out the first 10 minutes. Just your quick takes, what you've been thinking.
Hold on.
Oh man, do we lose him again?
No. He had to tell you what he's thinking.
What are you thinking? Oh,
this is what I'm thinking right here.
Henny, baby. Henny.
Celebrate.
Hey, I'm with you tonight. I got a little celebration drink
man,
here.
It's been a long time. Let's celebrate. That's what I'm thinking.
There we go.
Great
All right.
hire.
All right, we got one in here. Let's go ahead and put.
Oh,
it
it's
on.
our buddy Josh.
Hey,
Josh, always calling in. Oh, with a Pirates
that's
hat
right.
on.
That's right.
Go ahead,
What?
Josh.
Yeah, no, sorry. Hold on. I'm in the middle of dinner, and podcast timing is perfect.
We're live, everybody. This is we're not cut. So go ahead. You've joined us a couple times. What's your feelings towards it? Good, bad, indifferent, and what you're most excited about or least excited about?
I am super excited. I feel like as we all should be. Literally, it's only been day one out of like a day and a half of us having Franklin, and we're already reaping the benefits in a positive way. I don't know if y'all saw it, but I think his name's like Tim Thomas or something off Twitter. We already got a donation, verbatim, if it's true or not. A donation of like 10 to 20 million already, and it's literally Franklin day one.
Yep.
On the recruiting front, this Saturday is massive. Like, we already got a crystal ball for that 4-star QB out of California, and a bunch more 4-stars coming. So I'm definitely excited. I popped in the chat too, and I was like, dare I say we back? But we got to wait and see how his staff shakes out, which I think that'll determine what our ceiling looks like. If we make all the right hires, then I think we're in a great spot.
Yeah, I agree with you. Who do you think? Like, do you have any names circled of guys you want to see on this staff, or have you thought that far through it at this point?
The only thing that I've kind of seen a little bit is for like OC, kind of names obviously floating around. Joe Moorhead. Now you can take that grain of salt, however. Now, if we could have a running back like Saquon in that Joe Moorhead offense, then I'm okay. I'd be down for it. And then I'm wondering if we could throw enough money at Ricky at ODU to try to get him at OC.
We can, because he's only making $800,000, and with this new budget,
oh yeah,
we could double. What'd y'all say? Double that?
We could.
I think you're at least gonna hit 1.5 on that. So like you're getting damn close to doubling it.
Absolutely. And if we could make it a package deal, if Colton Joseph goes in the portal, I mean that would be great in a sense too. So get the OC with an established quarterback in that system. I mean, we saw what he did to us at home, so we know dude's a baller.
Definitely having a really good season this year. So Josh seems excited about it. Josh, this is the third time you've joined us, man. We really appreciate it, but we got somebody waiting in the green room. We're going to do this more often than you can see, but appreciate you jumping on with us.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me, fellas.
Appreciate
Take care, man.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you too.
Tyler,
right,
look who is up next. And
there he is.
And
What's
ready.
up, fellas?
What's going on,
I'm
Andrew?
How you feeling?
I like that. I like this.
What's been the feeling on your side there, man?
Man, he about to kill the recruiting in this 757, man. Like, I'm ecstatic. I like this.
That's what's up.
So, Andretti, you were on with us about a month ago, right? That's when we had that big episode where everybody talked about it. When the rumors were coming through, you know what? We might get him. Did you believe it? Did you believe like we could get to that level?
I wanted us to reach a little higher. I mean, for that kind of money, I was trying to see what's up with Saban, Urban. I want big dogs, man. But I'm cool with Frank. Nope, look, I don't have no ill will with this hire. I think he's gonna put us in the right position, at least to make the playoffs within the first 2 years. We take care of national championship later, but first 2 years we should be in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, Shelton talked about it, like as far as like credentialed hires and things like that, guys with like resumes to talk about. This is definitely a big time move for Virginia Tech. I think like Josh was saying before you jumped on here, reaping the benefits already on the recruiting front, some on the money front. Looking at the buzz that we're getting in the national media, I think like people are paying attention to the Hokies and what they're doing. I think we're moving a little bit differently than we have been on that front. So I'm excited. I know I asked Josh this the last time. You got anybody circled on your assistant list that you'd like to see come along with Mr. Franklin?
Yeah, I want Anthony Poindexter.
There we go. I was on Big Dog this morning. I was like, they were talking about. He asked me who I want. I was like, let's get Dex down here. Let's do it.
But I had a funny story like 2 weeks ago. I'm just like, let me ask my Alexa. So I asked Alexa about James Franklin, and she came out and said James Franklin is the coach at Virginia Tech for 7 years, $63 million. I'm like,
what?
And I put it in the chat. This was probably like 2 shows ago. Maybe when we was playing Louisville. Maybe that was the time. I'm like, did she just say that for real? So I'm hyped though, man. I like it. Some big players. I'm tired of these little ass players. I think we about to play big boy football. Tally, what you think, man?
I like it, man. I'm excited. When we talked about coaching hires, that was my guy. So I'm glad we pulled it off. I'm excited about it.
I heard y'all say something about the kid from ODU. You think we can get him? Ricky, what's his name?
Ricky Ronnie.
Yeah. I mean, Ricky, I think he's definitely somebody that you gotta at least ask the question of, right? Like Curtis was saying, I think, he's not making a ton of money down there. I think it makes sense to, set your targets that way. I mean, that's somebody that comes from his coaching tree, so it's not, not out of the realm. The relationship's already there. So, I mean, I'm definitely giving him a call and making him tell me no.
100%.
Franklin's slick, man. Franklin's slick. Think about this. He was at what other coaches get fired and then be on the sidelines at somebody else's game?
Right.
Like, he just pop up in Norfolk. Like, I'm just going to this game to support my homeboy.
Right.
Out here eating with the fans. And he already knew he was going to Virginia Tech by that time.
He did. He was just waiting for all the legal shit to get done.
Yeah, what kind of conversations was being had, you know what I'm saying, in them back rooms? But I don't know, man.
I was scared of I was thinking we might, because he's so close. I was scared of the guy from JMU. I think he's a great coach. I just didn't want us to go that way this time. Like, let's go.
I agree.
Let's go deep sea fishing. If we going, let's go. We hunting for great whites. We don't want these punk ass little fish, man. Let's go for the real fish, man. Like, this is what we doing, man. But I'm gonna let somebody get on.
Yeah, I mean,
we appreciate
that
it.
Was my point. Like, that was my point. If we're gonna spend the money, let's spend the money on a big fish. Let's not spend the money on a project. I mean, and it could have worked out fine, but I feel like of the coaches that were out there that seemed reasonable, that seemed feasible for Virginia Tech to pull, I think we did about as good as you could expect.
Yep, 100%, man, 100%. Well, Andretti, as always, we appreciate you jumping on with us a few minutes, man. Hopefully, soon we catch you in Blacksburg for a game. All right.
I seen some games for like $10. The tickets was like $10 for.
Go for it.
Miami.
For Miami, go for it.
Yeah.
Noon kick. You coming from the beach? Get up at 5 o'clock. Get there at 8 or 9. Go by the drugstore with our next guest here. Go down to PK's, get some drinks and wings, and then go to the game.
But look,
get ready for next year, Andretti. I'm gonna see you next year for sure.
There you go.
Spring game.
Y'all stay watching this though. This year we gonna take care of this shit.
Oh
man.
You gonna learn horseshoe in the playoffs. Come Super Bowl. You gonna learn horseshoe.
Woo, there we go.
All right.
Push for you,
appreciate it, Andretti.
All right, fellas.
Take care, man. Oh man, look who is back on our screen.
Wow.
Week, y'all.
What's going on?
Not much. Is
that's Jeremy.
Baltimore tomorrow night.
You got to go to fall
week, but I am really excited right now.
I know you knew about this a long time before it happened. You just didn't tell nobody.
No. I found out as like you all were finding out. Yeah, we had a heads up around the same time.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure.
We got the green flag about the same time. I love hearing that, man.
Yes. It started. I mean, that's the thing is, we were all getting okay. It's about to come. We all, we're hearing that, but like the holdups, like they weren't bullshitting us. There were legitimate holdups, and you can't blame James Franklin for wanting pen to paper on Ari to make sure that money was coming in before he signed it.
Yeah.
So it's I get it.
Yeah, I feel like we got edge for about 3 weeks, but you know what? It turned out all right once it finally came.
Yeah.
Can I say something real quick, Jeremy, to what Tally said a couple weeks ago? A guy like him was going to get that money in the door, though.
Yeah.
A guy like James Franklin was going to get that money in the door.
That's the thing is that at first, whenever Franklin started getting thrown around, and I will admit it now, like I'm a proud man and usually don't admit when I'm wrong. That's actually a lie. I admit when I'm wrong pretty quickly. But when they first started throwing it around, we were fresh off he was fresh off the Northwestern loss, and I was like, no, there's no way we can't do that. And then you all especially started bringing me around to it a little more. And my God, we could not have made a better fucking hire. Like immediately getting recruits in the door from our goddamn area, immediately turning shit around. He's going to bring half that Penn State class. Like we're going to be legit quickly. He's going to hit the portal. This is awesome. I've not been excited about football for ages. The closest we came with.
Jeremy, have you renewed your season tickets yet?
You said what?
Have you renewed your season tickets yet?
I renew them every year. I've not got to go. I usually just give them away to everybody.
Yeah, I was going to say renew one for me and let me have them.
He said renew one for me.
Yeah, but I'm definitely going to have to go next year, even though I've got a second little one coming, which is
do.
Fuck.
Yeah, you do.
Like, it's hard to get to ball games. So I buy my tickets and I try to give them away to whoever. Make sure, at least someone's enjoying them. But I don't want to give the spot up. So I keep.
Don't give it up. Well, how about this? We will, in the spring, we will pinpoint a date. We'll try to get Shelton there. She's tougher to get Shelton than us. But we will pinpoint a date, and then you will just tell your wonderful wife, Emily, I'm going to the game today, and I'm going to come back probably blacked out. Just an FYI.
That's what we're going to do.
Well, if we lay it far enough ahead of time, hey, you're going to do this. And she said, no, I kept telling you I was going to do it. So, yeah. But, Jeremy, appreciate you jumping on. Jeremy, circle your calendar. Sometime next month is State of the Program, and it's going to be a really fun episode. Because our buddy Robbie just says, oh, baby. But good to see you, man.
Good seeing y'all. Love y'all.
Appreciate you, Jeremy.
Hey, brother.
Love you, brother. Oh, man. From one all-time special guest to another all-time special guest.
Dwight.
There he is.
What's going on? You got the pot?
What's up?
You got the pot? We cooking?
No cooking tonight, man. I may save it. I posted it. I may bring it out. I'm gonna wait till we get to the season when Franklin's got the headset on and we playing somebody like Miami or something or a big game. I'm gonna bring it out. That's gonna be my thing. I'm gonna do. What's up, fellas?
How we doing, Dwight?
Where's your feeling, Dwight? I mean,
Yeah, you've been quiet, Dwight.
You have been.
A lot from you.
And I hit you up yesterday, and I said, Dwight, we're gonna go live. We're gonna let everybody on tomorrow night. Whoever, again, all y'all in the chat. I saw Justin was in here and he jumped out. This is your time to speak. And Dwight will even tell you he knows he's gonna be a little long-winded, but even Dwight last time knows we can keep it moving. But Dwight, you didn't say much. When I texted you, you said, all right, I'll get in tomorrow night.
Yeah.
The floor is yours. Your feeling on this hire.
First of all, when it's all said and done, 10, 15 years from now, they're going to do a 30 for 30 on that boundary corner group chat we got. That shit's off the hook. That chat is off the hook. That gives me life some days when I'm having a long day. So also want to start off by saying, I tweeted this early, but I want to go on your pod because I know we got a lot of viewers tonight. Always got a lot of viewers. Top podcast in the game. I want to shout out Coach Monty, man. He inherited a mess that he didn't create, but he's been focused on cleaning it up. It's very difficult, man, when you are working a job where you don't know the certainty of your position, but he kept a lot of guys locked in. He made some tough decisions. He won a couple of games that we probably wouldn't have won previously. So I respect him immensely and those kids who bought in. I've been purposely quiet about it because I was starting, you guys know we're close and we're in the chat. I was getting fed up. I understand the business side of things, but I was just like, I tweeted last week, you know what? It might be time to move on, even though I leaked it to y'all months ago that I told y'all it was going to be Franklin. I mean, this is like, I said this to y'all before it was even a buzz. I said, it's Franklin. Because it makes sense, and I just had a little bit of a few insiders that were hitting me, but I'll say this, man. When it comes to Franklin, I don't know him personally, but from afar, I think there's been a contingency of Tech fans that have been a little delusional about what he brings to the table. And I know Shelton is always the guy that hits us with the stats and the analytics, and I'm gonna let him cook with that. But you talk about a guy that was, you know, top 10, top 12, top 15 program. You know, you're talking about 10, 11, 12 win seasons. You're talking about a tougher conference when he's been a thorn in our side, recruiting-wise. He took Ricky Slade Jr. from Woodbridge High School, who was a 5-star running back up here in Nova. He also took Devin Ford, a 4-star running back that was here in Nova. He took a lot of other guys that were Virginia Tech leans or had Virginia Tech in their top 3. I think when it comes down to it, you have instant credibility where you have a coach that's recognized in any high school in the country, a guy that can go into a school and people are going to want to take a picture with him because he's, I don't want to say a celebrity, but he's well known. He's got credibility. He gives Virginia Tech's brand that's taken a mighty hit back to the Fuente and even prior, especially with Fuente. He's given Tech's brand instant credibility when it comes to recruiting. On top of it, I don't think people realize when it comes down to winning championships, national championships, how hard it is, whether it's the old era or the new era. But he's been knocking on that door. People can say, well, he hasn't won and done it at Virginia Tech. Well, here's the thing. Virginia Tech has the culture, has the atmosphere, and has some talent. To me, their issue has been accountability, infrastructure, and having an identity on the field. Well, you know, when you watch a Penn State team coached by Franklin, you know what kind of identity they're going to have. You also know what kind of team you're going to get. Also, what you're getting is a coach that I'm a big fan of this. You're getting a coach that basically was disrespected and basically, for lack of a better phrase, he was shitted on. He got exiled from Penn State, and the rumors were that he lost the locker room. He couldn't win the big one. That guy, if you know Penn State players, I have a linebacker I coached when he was young. He's there, Amari Campbell. He starts for Penn State. He's one of the best linebackers in the Big Ten. He's an NFL prospect. You know, the coaches love coaching with him. You could probably point out flaws with every college coach, but ultimately, I think what my guy's going to bring is a guy that has something to prove. I think if he had won maybe a national championship or had won the game that, you know, the Ohio State game where people talk about you can't beat them in Michigan. Here's the thing. How many times in college football, even in the NFL, have we seen a coach come to a situation where he's already kind of plateaued or he's already reached that pinnacle? And they do just enough, right? Because they sit on their laurels, they rest on their laurels. Well, we saw his reaction on game day where he said, I'm just going to go somewhere else and win a national championship.
Yep.
This guy is extremely hungry because he has a lot to prove despite his last 10 years of accomplishments. People think that, and I'm glad I told this to Tally when me and him chopped it up earlier. People think this is like a situation where everybody's in agreement. There are a lot of pundits and media guys that think this might be a dud because people don't understand Virginia Tech football. So, like, for example, I've constantly said this in our group chat. I've said this on your platform. I tweeted this. Virginia Tech is still a great job. Bruce Arians said they interviewed 20 coaches, and that's not counting the guys that they talked to that they didn't bring in for an interview. So the brand is just taking a huge boost. I mean, it's great because despite all that, you guys know I hate losing. We are 3-17. We're not going to a bowl game. We're irrelevant. We've been mediocrity for the last 5 or 6 years. To me, I think he gets this thing turned around, but I'm going to be patient. That's why I've been quiet. I'm going to be cautiously optimistic because I want to make sure that the residue from the last regime is, I'm not talking about the coach, I'm talking about the culture. I want to make sure the infrastructure is ready, that we can move into this house and start cooking up a good meal that includes the ingredients of winning and accountability. I will say this, Franklin will hold those players accountable. We have a meeting, the football alumni, I told this to Tyler, I'm sure that's what you and your listeners. We have a Zoom meeting tomorrow afternoon with James Franklin. I'm talking about me and all some of your favorite all-time Hokies, a Zoom meeting with Franklin. I mean, respectfully, he doesn't have to meet with us. So this to me, this has been probably in the works, and he's been evaluating the roster because no coach in their right mind is going to take over a program without evaluating the roster. He's been looking at the roster, he's been watching games, but I'm not excited. I'm happy. I'm happy because this makes sense. I think it's a good match. I feel like Tech can really take that necessary step. And how about our fans, man? How about us? I mean, you're talking about a fan base that's been so patient despite the hell and back that we've experienced, the lies, the mischievous decisions that make no sense with personnel groupings, the fact that this program, the fan base deserves better. And I think Franklin gets that. And I'm sure him and Pride did some texting, some talking. They have history. I mean, this is a good situation. I mean, the recruiting, I can't share with y'all enough how much he's going to do when it comes to recruiting. So I'm extremely happy. And I like the fact that despite what he's done, I'm repeating myself, but just to put a bow on that point, he has done a marvelous job at Penn State, but none of that counts anymore because he has to do a marvelous job at Tech. And he won at Vandy before Vandy became what they are now. He won at Vandy. He won 24 games at Vandy. He did a great job there. He went to Penn State at the Zangusti and all of them were doing some of the most egregious acts to children in the history of America. He won there. Nobody wanted, listen, let me remind y'all, family, nobody wanted that job. Nobody wanted that Penn State job when he took it. He walked in there and was like, yo, I got it. And they became a great program. His lowest rating recruiting class is 24. That's been one of our best recruiting class in the last 17 years, right? So again, I can cook all night on this one, man, but I like the fact that we got a guy that is now a Hokie, but doesn't have Hokie ties. He can come in and create new memories, new expectations. We can get rid of all the, back in my day, even though I love what we did, I want new expectations, new memories, and I want new energy. I want accountability, and I want wins, man. And I think we're going to get all of that. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to say this, man. I'm going to let the next guest come on. Hey, look, bro, if he gets us to that mountaintop, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm telling you, I'm taking our word for it. I'm not even talking about the players. I'm talking about, because I always hear the people, the Wahoos and the Hurricanes and the trolling. I get it. We haven't gotten there yet. I know we've had moments, but nobody knows heartache like Tech. But I've seen the Red Sox win it. I've seen the Cubs win it. I saw the Cleveland Cavaliers. It can happen, but a lot of times you need that one guy. But I just want us to be in the moment. I hope these guys there still playing understand that the players, you're being evaluated right now. You've been evaluated.
Yep.
So you still have 2 games left in your career this season to play. So anyway, you guys keep holding it down, man. I appreciate y'all, man.
Appreciate it,
you,
Dwight. We'll see you soon, man.
We appreciate that insight.
Thanks, Dwight.
Man.
Yes, sir. Take care.
All right, we got somebody coming on, but real quick, Shelton, drop the what. Everybody's been on he can't win the top 5 games. You got the stats. We got but drop those. Kent, don't leave. Just give Shelton a second to preach for his stuff here.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you look at his overall record against top 5 teams, we'll say top 10, he was 4-21 overall, 161%. So obviously not great, but the caveat there is that he's played a very high percentage of his ranked games against top 5 teams. And really, it's more of a Michigan, Ohio State problem than it is like a general problem. His record against teams ranked 11 through 25 is 13-11, which is actually pretty good. 7th best among active head coaches at the time he got fired. So really, if you take out the top 10, he's been a pretty good coach against ranked teams. And again, I know you can't, just take out all the losses, but at the same time, I think what I would say is that people are probably overplaying the top 10 thing a little bit. Like, he's 4-3 in major bowl games, 2-1 in the playoff. Like, he can win. He can still win games, man. Like, it's not like he's completely overmatched. When he's playing a good opponent. So I think there's
and it was a decade where he played both of those teams, right?
Yeah,
it's like 18
I think like
of those 25, it's 18 or 19 is of those two teams.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like Michigan and Ohio State alone account for like 76% of his ranked losses, something like that. So again, if you want to criticize him for not being able to beat those teams, that's fair, that's fine. But one thing I will say to you also is that Virginia Tech does not play those teams. We will never play teams of that caliber on a consistent basis like you did at Penn State. And we can talk about that too. But
how many top 5 opponents are we to face in a year? Probably 0 in most years, maybe one. On our regular schedule. I mean,
one on a regular schedule. It is what it is.
We got a couple in here. We're going to start with Kent. Justin, we got you in the green room here. Tally, what you got?
Hello. I was just saying, I don't understand how and again, I get it. They're having a good year. The UVA fans keep hopping on here, throwing their 2 cents in. It don't matter who we put out. I could be the coach and we still beat them. Like, it don't matter who the head coach is. They still lose. They can have the better team. They just don't know how to win. So they try to throw this little record out and, he doesn't beat his rivals. We going to beat y'all. That's all y'all need to worry about. Put that on the record.
Put them in place. All right. Let's get Ken in here.
Kent, what's up? How you doing tonight?
Hey, Brian, are you from South Boston, Virginia, like I'm living in?
I'm from South Boston.
We both are.
Curtis is from South Boston. Yeah, we Halifax natives through and through.
I'm taking you from Scottsburg. Scottsburg, Virginia.
Oh, one of our best buddies on here. Where is he? Hold on. I'll get his. Robbie Compton. Right there.
Scottsburg.
Born and raised Scottsburg. Love the helmet, man. So, Kent, what'd you think of the Franklin hire, man?
Thank you. It was great. I'm the host of I just got done my podcast yesterday, the Virginia Tech Show. If y'all familiar with it, we talked about James Franklin. And I think James Franklin's going to bring back a 5-star recruit quarterback in the future. The last time we had a 5-star recruit quarterback was Tyrod Taylor, and before that was Marcus Vick. And I didn't know he's going to bring all the recruiting back to Virginia Tech. That's what he's going to do.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Like you said, the recruiting is something that we're already starting to see a little bit of the benefits from. We're starting to see some guys that were already in that Penn State class sign up for official visits at Virginia Tech. You got a couple crystal balls going our way already, so that's going to go, I think, pretty crazy as we kind of go over the next month towards signing day. What are you most excited about? I know I've asked this of a couple other folks. What are you excited about a certain potential assistant hire that he might be bringing along with him? Does anybody kind of you got on your list right now?
I haven't gone that far yet, my friends. I haven't think about anybody.
All right.
It's all good.
So overall excited for the Halifax boys here. This is how you're gonna know we're from where you from, Kent. What road you live off of?
James D. Hagel Highway.
You live off Haygood. Okay.
There we go.
Every time I'll be traveling right down 360 on Friday night, heading to Halifax to see some family for the weekend. But Kent, we appreciate your time. We got Justin in the green room. Keep your show going, man. Keep it hustling, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you joining, Kent.
All right.
Justin, we had you on earlier. You had some shenanigans in the background.
Hold on, Justin. First of all, we're going to tell you something. It's not going to bother anybody on this program that if your kids are running screaming in the background. You are on mute, by the way. FYI. Get that straightened out before you start talking.
There we go.
There you go. It will not bother us. Currently on this, Shelton is not a father. The rest of us, we got 6 combined. It ain't going to bother us.
Mine are teenagers, so they can get
I got a titeenager, too. He was in the other room watching the CFP rankings. Him and his mom were arguing. But what do you think, man?
Honestly, I thought this was pretty much where we were going weeks ago. I have a contact who's got a friend with somebody there in Blacksburg who kind of had alluded that back before November started that Franklin was probably going to be the coach. But then I got a little bit nervous when I started seeing all the stuff on Twitter. I wasn't sure if the deal was going to fall through, if Sexton was going to screw it up. Wasn't really sure. Now I'm starting to believe that maybe that was just a bunch of smoke to keep people off kilter, because when he showed up down there in Norfolk on the sideline at ODU, I was like, okay, it's a done deal now. He's down there either recruiting a coach, recruiting a quarterback, or both.
There we go.
As far as like assistants, man, I really want to know what his staff's going to look like. I'm curious if he's going to keep anybody from the existing staff. I figure Fontel, he tried to take him from us a couple years ago. So, yeah, I figure he's probably going to try to keep Fontel there.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him keep Ferg, to be honest with you.
I think that might be one he just keeps regardless, because it is extremely tough to flip over a program. Because if he comes and brings his own guy, that's going to be 3 consecutive years of different strength and conditioning coaches.
Yeah.
I think year one, I don't think there's no change. I really don't on that piece. And you're talking about Fontel, yes, without a doubt. But I think Tally said it a few weeks ago. Elijah Brooks, don't sleep on it. Ties up in, DeMatha ties, DMV ties. It would not shock me if he kept him. But if he comes in, I'm going to just say this. I love Xavier Deavy. I love J.C. Price. I love Pearson Prelo. I watched all 3 of those guys play in my life. If he comes in and it is nobody left, I'm not going to be upset.
No, it's his show, and I like the way Dwight put it earlier. Is he doesn't have any ties to Tech, but I watched how he spoke to the Board of Visitors today. He's done his homework.
Yep.
So he knows the school. He obviously knows the footprint. And we've seen what he's done at 2 programs where he's built them up from the rock bottom, and I feel like that's exactly what he's going to do in Blacksburg. I'm really looking forward to it.
I think it's crazy because I think he's doing the right things, and he seems really hungry to prove himself again, which is crazy for someone that has had the run he's had at Vanderbilt and then Penn State for over a decade at this point. It still feels like they got something to prove. I know when he got to Penn State, he said the goal is to win a national championship, and now he says he's going to win it somewhere else, and that place that he's working on it now is Blacksburg. When we talk about like the guys that he might keep, I know we talked about Brooks, we talked about Ferg, Fontel. On the defensive side, J.C. Price is probably the only one I've got circled that's like that's somebody that you consider. I feel like everybody else is probably going to be somebody brand new coming in there, just because I don't think we saw enough out of the other units, over the course of Prize regime where you can really make a case there. Speaking outside of that, Justin, I know I've asked this, some other folks. You got anybody circled kind of outside of Virginia Tech that you'd like to see come on board with Franklin?
I don't really know his coaching tree well enough to really speak to that, other than I do like Ricky Ronnie, man. I don't know if they can get him out of ODU, but he's got that system working down there, and I feel like they have a decent offense. Look at what they did to us this year.
Yeah.
I think that would be about the only one I really do want to know who he's looking at for a defensive coordinator.
This is going to be interesting. I'm going to make a 2-point on Ricky Ronnie. Go look back at 18 and 19. Other than the Joe Moorhead years, Ricky Ronnie was his best OC at Penn State. His best OC. In 19 was the big year. 19, they went 11-2. I think the only loss was to Ohio State and somebody else. But the other thing about that, and I was mentioning to the boys here before we jumped on, Ricky Ronnie makes $860,000. I don't think ODU has the budget to get him above like 1.3. And I think we're going to probably be in the neighborhood of close to 2. And Ricky's going to have a decision to make. He's having a great year. His stock is up. It's ODU though. If he falls flat next year, he has no shot at getting a P4 coaching gig. He doesn't.
And Joseph's leaving. That quarterback's not
he's
staying
gone.
at ODU.
He's gone. Yeah, you're 1,000% right. Whether he comes to Blacksburg or somewhere else, that kid's gone. But what Ricky could do, if Ricky comes here and we go 9-3 next year, he's going to get a P4 job because everybody's going to be like, look what he did at ODU for a couple years. Look what he just did here. He's going to get a job. Yeah. Justin, we got Cokie Chris waiting in the waiting room. Anything else you want to hit us with before you drop off here tonight, man?
Nah, just I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a fun spring, and go Hokies.
Go Hokies.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Justin, for listening, man. Take care. And
Thanks,
he was
guys.
first. And he was first. Everybody, he's first. Take care, man.
Chris, what's going on tonight? How you feeling?
What's up, guys? Can you hear me?
I got you.
What's happening?
First time, long time watcher, first time, I guess, caller. Is that how you say it?
That's what it is.
Oh, is
All
this
right,
the Chris? Is this the
This is
the
me,
Penn
buddy.
State
How you
Chris?
doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
This is the Crip.
I got a story. I got some stories I could tell you about James Franklin and Penn State. So I'm going to give you just one.
Hey, before you get started, Chris, the reason I said the Chris, because I met Chris on X maybe a couple of weeks ago, and you know how people just throw stuff out, right? And you know how I am. Like, I like trolling, so I'm like, you don't know this man. You don't know him personally. He's like, yeah, I do. I don't want to throw all your business out, but I was like, okay, well, if you are that close to him, send me a picture. He posted a picture of everything he's saying. I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me be quiet and listen to this guy. So, yeah, go ahead, Chris.
So I'll get a little history now. Fall 2015, I moved to State College from Virginia. I'm a pastor, actually, believe it or not. So this is a truthful, honest story about you're about to hear, okay? So I'm a huge college football fan. I'm a Hokie alum. My son just graduated from Virginia Tech as well. So I'm a big fan. I would go to games 3-4 times a year, Pennsylvania, Minnesota, where I lived at any time. So I'm moving there in fall 2015. And 16, I went to several games, including their big upset win over Ohio State. I was in the stadium for the whiteout and all that kind of good stuff. And so the next year, they're looking for security at Beaver Stadium. So I apply and I get accepted. And I just want to be around college football. And I can't get to Blacksburg living in State College very often. So I report the first day for duty, get trained, all that kind of good stuff. And they put me in the what's called the south end zone, in the locker room area. And because of my age and because of what I do for a living, they said, we want you to be the locker room door guy for Penn State. So this is the guy who checks credentials to make sure that only credentialed people is allowed to go in their very, I would say, secretive locker room. Like, I couldn't even go in. I could see in, but I couldn't even go in. Anyway, so long story short, they want somebody who's trusted, somebody they can get to know. So I'm there, and I worked the first 4 games. So this is going to be a funny story. Okay, worked the first 4 games. I got to know all the guys, and the only coach / player in 2017 that got to remember who I was after 4 games was actually a guy by the name of Deej. Do y'all know who Deej is?
Yeah, that's the White Galt's dad.
White Galt was the nicest guy by far I met, and so he used to be our strength and conditioning coach in Blacksburg, obviously, until last year, I think, right? Ferguson took over. Anyway, long story short, I would have to stay, though, after the games until everyone cleared out of the locker room. And James Franklin was always the last one to leave. So he would come out, and Monica would come out with him. Monica was a short gal who was a security officer. You always saw her whenever you saw him on the field. So I got to know her a little bit, too. But anyway, after the 4th game, though, I asked to take their next game off, which was against Indiana, because Virginia Tech the same day had a huge game. So quiz question, who was Virginia Tech playing? I think it was the end of September 2017. Any guesses?
In 2017? I mean,
2017.
If you said it was October 2017, that would have been
September
the
30th. It was like the last day of September. I drove to Blacksburg because I could not meet.
Don't Google Curtis guess. Don't Google
Clemson,
guess.
number 1 Clemson in Blacksburg. So I couldn't miss.
No, that was October. That was October of 20.
It was October. Okay, October.
It was October 20. It was the last time we had game day on campus.
Yeah. So okay, the story gets really good now. So I go to the Clemson game. I miss my assignment to work the locker room door there at Penn State. And so the next game back, I go to the next game, and I'm immediately assigned again in South End Zone, but now I'm not on the locker room door. And I'm like, why is this, I wonder? So I lost my assignment. I'm in the general area. And if you know anything about Beaver Stadium, they have to have security a lot around the locker room because you can, if you've been to Beaver, you can walk around very close to where the locker room is. You actually can stand and watch the team walk in and out. I mean, you're right there when the team comes into that area. So I was like, why? I was wondering, why did I get reassigned? Well, my supervisor comes up to me. This is where the story gets funny. He says, listen, you got reassigned because you went to Virginia Tech. And I'm like, what? And he said, Andy Frank. Now, Andy Frank is a name you're going to get to know. Andy Frank is the director of football operations at Penn State. Currently, I guess, well, he might be the director of football operations, the new role at Virginia Tech, I guess, GM or whatever, at Virginia Tech with James. So when he found out I went to Virginia Tech and I went to the game instead, he said, this is how the story ends. He said, I don't want anyone from Virginia Tech anywhere near the locker room door. So that's what he said. So for me, I was like, oh, so I stayed the rest of the season. My last game I worked was a whiteout. It was kind of fun. I'll end the story with this way and say, I said, listen, can I just work on the field one game? And so I worked the whiteout against Michigan. And that was a game where Saquon ran like 3 touchdowns, ran right at me and all this kind of stuff. But I tell people all the time, I'll finish with this. I'll tell people all the time. I say, listen, I've been on the field for whiteout. I've been in the stands for whiteout. I worked at Beaver. I've been to 40, 50 games at Lane Stadium. Lane Stadium with 40,000 less people is louder. And they always say, no, that's impossible. No, that's impossible. I tell them it's not about fan support. It's not about passion. It's simple architecture. It's the way the stadiums are built. Lane Stadium is louder for Enter Sandman than the run out for Penn State with what they do. And it's a great environment, obviously, if you ever get a chance to go. But I wanted to share that story with you. I offered that to Tally, and I said I wanted to share that story with you because for me, you're probably going to ask what I think. I was not excited about the hire because I got to know him a little bit. He is a very passionate guy. He is very much about James Franklin, but I think he's going to do a great job. Don't get me wrong. But it's warming up on me. I watched Josh Pate last night, and I got really excited after watching Pate because Pate was so excited about this hire for us. So anyway, so that's my story. I'll get off and let other people talk.
Let me ask you one question before I let you go here, Chris.
Yeah.
Since you were around State College a lot, did you ever come across Keith Goon Conlon while you were up there?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I didn't meet him, but I knew of him. Yeah, so he would have, I think he would be on like a local television show every week after the game on Sunday nights. I used to watch that all the time. So, but watching, some of the Penn State folks the last 24 hours or so has been interesting. I think many of them are actually scared, and they won't say so, but they're really worried about what we might do in terms of taking some of their current players and such, and their coaches too. I think they've got like a tight ends coach who they really want to keep bad. I think he's from North Carolina or something like that. Great recruiter here in Virginia. So they really want him bad. And another thing too, you mentioned Joe Moorhead. My son played on the same baseball team with Joe Moorhead's son. So I got to know and meet Joe Moorhead too. Great guy, great offensive mind. He'd be a great hire for an offensive coordinator, no doubt. So anyway.
Yeah, him and Ronnie are definitely
small world. Just give you a couple stories.
Oh yeah. I appreciate it, Chris. It's crazy how small of a world and like all the circles that you kind of come across and things like that. So
yeah.
But Chris, you're not the first person I've ever heard that say that Lane's louder than Beaver.
Oh yeah.
It's a girl went to college with, her parents were Penn State alums, and she'd been to both stadiums. Yeah. And I can remember her saying, she's like, Lane is so much louder. Like she's like, I can't hear myself think inside there. She's like, at Beaver, you can have a conversation. Like you can't do that at Lane. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. All those people that say that.
I could tell you some other stories about Penn State and things like that, but I won't take a year off. But for me, I want to show a story, and I offered that to Tally because for me, it showed a few things. Number one, they are extremely loyal and devoted, both Frank and Franklin. They really are, and I think they're going to do a great job. They're going to be very passionate, and they're going to be very devoted to Blacksburg, even though they're not, Virginia Tech guys, so to speak, but they are now, and I think they're going to do a great job. So I'm warming up to it. I really am. But anyway, just some stories behind the scenes a little bit.
That's awesome,
All right.
Chris.
Well, listen,
we appreciate it, man.
No problem, guys.
You have a
Take
good
care,
one.
man.
You too. Bye-bye.
Look who we got next. Robbie Compton. What's going on, brother?
How's it going?
Oh man,
Robbito.
it's a fun night, man.
It's been a good couple of days, I think, on our side. Getting excited about some things. I think it's going to be a good thing. I'm interested to see where it goes from here. What kind of coaches he brings in, who they get in that so-called general manager position that's going to help him out and break things up, and we'll see how it goes. I'm excited about what the future may hold.
Robbie, you done been in the room with a lot of coaches. Have you ever been in the room with Franklin? Any kind of coaching
I heard him
workshops or
years
anything?
ago at an AFCA conference when he was at Vanderbilt. Actually, I think he's very passionate about what he does. He's very passionate about the game and teaching young men the game in that way. And I'm sure that's only grown over the years since then. I'm trying to even think of what year that was when I saw him. I was probably still coaching in Halifax, so it was probably back before 2012. So it was in the
It was like his first year. I mean, his first year at Vanderbilt. Then
it might have been.
Yeah,
but he's a brilliant mind in the game and a heck of a recruiter. So it's definitely going to be a good thing.
So let me ask this, Robbie, because I got all these names and people are mentioning names left and right. Any assistant coaches, you've watched Penn State. Your head football coach, definitely familiar with Penn State.
Absolutely.
Is there anybody, like one person out there, you say, if he brings that assistant to Blacksburg, watch out?
I really think Poindexter is one of the top names that you're going to hear here in the next several weeks. He's got the ties to Virginia. It was a thing that a lot of people threw out and wanted to try to pull off and get him out of there down, in Blacksburg before, even though he spent some time at that other place in Virginia. That's going to be a name you're going to hear, I think. And I don't think that's a bad thing at all because we're going to have good recruiting ties around the area. I think that was a big part of what helped bring some of those Virginia guys to Penn State as it was. Again, like somebody had said earlier, I think of the coaches that are still there now, I think Coach Mines will be one that you'll continue to hear possibly sticking around. He was a guy that, he's probably got a pretty decent relationship with Poindexter anyway.
Yeah.
And it was a name that you had heard in circles of trying to get him to come to Penn State anyhow. So, I think their relationship is there and those things. So, I think those are two names that you're going to hear a lot about. He's probably got multiple options of people willing to make moves and get ready for the offensive coordinator position, things like that. So it's just going to be a wait and see game. I'm sure he's probably already talked to more than a few people about getting things together. So it'll be interesting to see how it falls in.
Can I ask your opinion? And you heard me mention, I don't know if you were listening when I talked about Ricky Ronnie. What if you're Ricky Ronnie? Do you try to stick it one more year at ODU? But if James offers you the OC, double your pay, you bring Colton Joseph, you run your show up at Tech. What do you do? Because everybody's like, well, that's a demotion. But I keep making the point, if he still has a step back here at ODU, is he ever going to be considered for the next level job?
Yeah, I don't look at it as a demotion. You're going from ODU to a top end position in a Power 4 team. And it's more of a lateral move in my mind to some ways. And I know people will have some things to say about that. Well, ODU with Tech this year, that whatever. I mean, the bottom line is the way the system is set up, this is not they're not on equal ground. I mean, program wise, they're not. But
we're going straw hat turkey. The 5 of us sitting here are circling this and writing it down. So you better not hope Poindexter doesn't show up in Blacksburg.
Yeah, I mean,
all right.
I mean, Fontel Bynes was a big UVA guy too, but that didn't stop him from taking the wide receiver role at Virginia Tech. So
listen carefully. Money talks. Business talks. We're in a game of business. You can be from where you want to be. The game talks. When you got the opportunity to continue your livelihood and the things you do, it's a lot different. I've been a Washington fan since I could walk and talk. If the Dallas Cowboys called me right now and offered me a job, I'd be wearing the star just as proud as you could see it. I don't give a damn where he went to college.
Hey, Robbie, I know we're gonna let you run here in a second, but
yeah, how's preparing for go to bed? I got to teach tomorrow.
I know. How's preparing for a wing T offense?
Man, you kiss my rear end.
Robbie and his team made it to the playoffs this year down in North Carolina 2A, and unfortunately for Robbie, y'all 3A. Oh,
yeah.
Shit. Unfortunately for Robbie, he had to play one of the best wing T schools.
Terrible. Not a fan of the wing T.
What did they do to you? What was it?
Did they hurt
the
you?
Field?
They bellied us to death and found a much smaller outside backer defensive end kid that I had, and they just doubled him, kicked it out, and rolled right under it. To the point where some of our backers decided to, well, if I kind of roll around the edge, maybe they won't catch me. Yeah, they creased it even more. So it is what it is.
Got to take the licks and move on.
That's
do
right.
It again next year.
Learn from it and do something different afterwards. We'll see what goes. I'll look at my roster and see what I have left, and we'll build what we need to from there.
There you go. And same thing. We don't know when yet in December. Circle the calendar. Stay the program. It's going to be a fun one this year.
I'm going to be ready.
You're going to be ready? You sure?
Whether
2 years ago, you were way too ready.
Yeah. Whether I'm here in Wilkesboro or whether I'm in Halifax, whatever it takes, I'm going to find a way.
There we go.
All right, brother.
The drinks will be flowing. So will the curse words. It'll be a good time.
Yeah, especially if we both those together with the doctor when he comes in. We're in trouble.
Oh yeah, we're always in trouble with the doctor.
That's right.
Appreciate it, Robbie.
I appreciate you guys.
All right, Robbie. Brother.
See you, Robbie.
We's rolling up in here. We rolling. I see a lot of people putting stuff in the chat, but they don't want to come on. Call them out, Tal. There we go. I think Tib wants to come on. Let Brian throw that in for you, Tib. Get you in here. Shelton, anything else you've discovered while doing all of this? Did you go into any like offensive, defensive tendencies, things like that? Or are you strictly looking at more games won, games lost, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, more so the latter. I mean, you could dig into the film. It'd probably take forever. I just don't have the time. But I will say, like I was saying, I think the big knock on Franklin was quarterback development. And again, like I talked about earlier, I think that Drew Aller it just didn't really work schematically for them this year. I know they had some regressions on the O-line, at receiver. I felt like after that Oregon loss, the team kind of just, didn't, I wouldn't say quit, but they kind of just faded a little bit. They weren't giving as much effort as probably they should have been. So I think for Franklin, the big thing is just who he's going to surround himself with, assistant wise, especially on the offensive side of the ball, and just how can they get the most out of the quarterbacks that they have? Because I think that was a big reason, in my opinion, that was a big reason that Penn State kind of struggled to win those big games, is that they just didn't have that high level quarterback play. They were kind of limited there. I think they had more kind of like game manager types, and so. But hopefully that can change. Recruit a couple studs. We've got some juicy looking recruits on the trail here with all these decommitments and some buzz about guys going to BT. So I'm excited. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I think the guys. We got guys coming in. You're already seeing like those visits pop up now. We got really some big names in that Penn State class that are. You're looking at Virginia Tech. You got some official visits locked in. I think you're going to start seeing some of those dominoes start to fall in our direction, and to the point that Chris was making, I think Penn State is a little bit worried about that. Obviously, they've got some work left to do with who they're going to bring in, who they're going to hire. Things may shift as that kind of comes to fruition. But I know a lot of these players, committed to James Franklin. So I think there's going to take a whole lot of effort from the new guy to kind of keep that from happening. So I think a lot of those guys are going to head towards Tech.
Well, I want to throw this up. Gray Cat threw this out a little while ago, and I didn't. Again, it's tougher to follow high school recruiting the days of the portal, but that's insane. That's insane to have that many guys deep.
That's crazy.
But it also tells you potentially how he recruits and what he sells, that it's not just the place, it's effectively what you're doing and what he's doing. Looking back those years, kind of who's been the quarterbacks, Trace McSorley, Sean Clifford, Alar. It's never been a household name, although Trace McSorley, that was probably his best quarterback at his time at Penn State. And I was talking with a guy from work today, and Trace McSorley made it as a backup for about 7-8 years in the NFL, something like that, right?
Yeah.
And you can tell me whatever you want to tell me. If you tell me the next guy and the first guy he brought in was going to be a backup for 10 years in the NFL, give me that guy. Because if you tell me it's a backup in the NFL, then they've got something special because they keep hanging around. And if they are a backup in the NFL, they're likely going to be an elite college quarterback. And just start thinking about who your backups are on your teams. Well, maybe not Tally. Sorry, Tally. I don't know who your backup is. But, for example, I'm a Niners fan. It's Mac Jones. Will Levis? Okay, Will Levis. Will Levis was one time at Penn State. But that is going to be a key. And the funny part is, if you actually think about it, in his time at Penn State and then our time just in the last decade, we've had, and this is crazy to say, would y'all say that we've had just as many high potential quarterbacks as he's had? Think about it. Is Trace McSorley who Alar? Is that who you put as the number 2? And think about who we had, Gerard Evans, and then go to Hendon.
Yeah.
Not a joke.
Yeah, so, when you look at the output, they definitely they got something out of that. I think, when they've had elite wide receivers, they've looked like a different team.
1,000%.
So, how much of this is tied to some of the wide receiver room, things like that. So that's an interesting thing that we can look at as recruiting starts to take shape, and why somebody like Fontel Mines would be a good person to hang on to on that front, not only from a recruiting standpoint, but from some of the wide receiver standpoint as well. Just want to throw it out there. We'll probably try to get one or two more on here before we move on to our next step here, but through a QR code up there, if you want to hit that, that'll let you join the stream here. So try to get one or two more on here before we wrap up. We saw Tib in here. Tib, jump in here if you want to. Jim, I see you
I was
in the chat.
I was hoping
Jump in
somebody
here,
was
Jim.
going to hop on and tell us that this was a bad hire. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, the worst we've gotten so far is Chris being cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously optimistic. And if you, and I just want to hear what someone would say why it is.
We'll give a little Sean Clifford respect.
I said Sean Clifford. I didn't shit on Sean Clifford. I said Sean Clifford, Jim. But if you want to say, and again, this was always my fear, and it still is my fear a little bit. Can he get enough talent in Blacksburg to get the success he had at Penn State? That is still my fear. That's why he wasn't my number one. He was my number two. It was, can he develop? Because they're going to be, to me, it's like here he's going to have like 3 out of 5 you're going to have to develop. Where down there it was only 2 out of 5. Can he develop those guys and to where
that's all about the staff he puts around himself.
It's true.
Number one.
Yeah.
But he takes Virginia Tech from, I think what we wanted is, and still, you got to recruit the footprint. I understand that. You don't forget about where you are. You don't forget about Virginia, the DMV, the Carolinas. You don't forget about those places. But like I told people from the beginning, James Franklin brings a national recruiting presence to Virginia Tech. They've got a 4-star kid from California,
Crystal Ball.
Crystal Ball to go to Virginia Tech. How many times has that kid been to Virginia Tech? I'm sure he's heard about it. And again, that's another thing of people saying, well, Virginia Tech's not a good job or Virginia Tech is nothing. Like, everybody knows what Virginia Tech is. They know of Virginia Tech, but they may not know the real Virginia Tech. So somebody like Franklin is going to bring those names in. He's going to get those visits, and then he's going to recruit those kids because they want to play for him. He's a highly intelligent guy. He knows what to say to parents, players, board of visitors. Go watch when he visited with them earlier today. He's a high level guy, but it's okay to be a high level guy, and then you got to follow through with some of the stuff. Hugh Freeze was a high level guy in the talking aspect. That's what messed him up at Auburn. Everybody down here thinks he's a politician. That's what he acts like now. He said the right things in living rooms, and then as soon as he left, he changed the whole thing up. Think about and I don't want to change the topic from James Franklin, but think about on Blue Chips. Was it Blue Chips? When my man Nick Nolte was like, he going to visit the recruits, and he's like, "Oh, are you Catholic?" "Oh yeah, I'm Catholic too." And then he goes to the next house and he goes, "Oh, y'all Baptist?" "Oh yeah, I was raised Baptist." And he's in there clapping like that's the kind of coach that Hugh Freeze was. And it's cool to be that way to get somebody on campus, right? But then when you got to live that every day and you start getting caught up in that, that's what the problem is. So for what everybody says James Franklin has been or what he has not been, you haven't had people come out and say he's a liar. He doesn't follow through with things he promises recruits. He continues to recruit at a high level. He was at Penn State for 12 years. Was it 12 years, 13 years? So
something like that.
Maybe you hit your peak at a place and it's time to go somewhere else. So again, I think that us as Virginia Tech fans are about to see a whole nother side of recruiting that we've never seen. We've never seen some of the things that he's going to do in recruiting. Again, starting with a California quarterback that hasn't been here already saying, yeah, let me come get this place a look.
Yeah, and then you got a guy like Pierce Peterson from Minnesota. You talk about national footprint from recruiting. 4-star tight end, got the offer. Threw that on Twitter. I mean, this is a guy that is a Penn State commit, and now all of a sudden, we got some motion with him at Virginia Tech. So this thing is only going to get bigger as we get even further into. I mean, we're just over 24 hours into this cycle.
We're scratching the surface.
Can I say something else, Brian?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I say something else? This is another thing too, is what I was telling people. Because I'm not like a James Franklin guy. I haven't studied him and all of that. I'm a college football fan. We are a 3-7 team that has sucked for 5 years. We've been on every broadcast and every news station and all analysts talking about Virginia Tech.
Every national show.
Every national show. Even before he was announced as coach. When everybody was mad because on game day, which shouldn't even been talking about a 3-7 team, said, well, they're in early talks, right? We knew it was in early talks. But even when they said he was in early talks, it blew up. Everybody started talking about it. Oh, I think that's going to be a great place. Oh, I think that's going to be a good fit if this happens. I'm telling you, man, y'all better buckle up. I ain't getting no season tickets, but hey, I ain't getting no season tickets, but I'm gonna call Jeremy and see if he'll let me use some of them games.
The other thing is, before you bring Tib on here, our boy John Earl, who I thought might Brian, you figure that out? Well, let him figure it out.
Yeah, Tib's got to get his mic and camera connected, or at least the mic. As long as you get the mic connected, we can get you in here.
The Facebook post yesterday got 2.2 million views. Twitter got 4.1 million views. It's the eyes, right? You want the eyes on there. I like this, Justin. They knew the truth on game day. Pat McAfee knew the truth 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Y'all didn't watch that piece with. Look at what are you grinning at, Sheldon? Did you see it, Sheldon, when he was talking to BA that day with the search? Like Bruce told him, ain't gonna be James Franklin. We just got to figure out the money and all of that. And that is the next piece. When the contract comes out, Doug Bowman, we know it's going to be Doug Bowman or Andy because they're doing the FOIA stuff. That takes too damn long to fill out to get the stuff you need. Godspeed to them. The other piece, over under right now, I don't want each of y'all. I'll start with Sheldon. Sheldon, I'm going to set it at 8.5. Over under the number of Penn State transfers in.
I'd say under. I mean, I still don't know, how much of it is are they committing because of Penn State or are they committing because of Franklin? Obviously, it's somewhere between, but we don't know.
No. Portal.
Oh.
Transfer portal over under 7.5.
Yeah, I'd still take the under. There's just too many unknowns at this point.
Okay, tally 7.5. Over under number of Penn State players coming to Virginia Tech.
I gotta take the under on that too, man. I mean, maybe 6 or 7. I think we'll get a lot of portal players, but I don't know how many come 6, 7 exactly. I don't know how many come from Virginia Tech, but he gonna be cooking. I'd say about 6 though.
Yeah, I'm kind of right. If you'd have said 6.5, I might would have been eager to take the over there. That extra one bump there. I think it's gonna be right at 7. It could flirt a little higher depending on how things shake out, but I could see, like Tally said, somewhere in the 6 to 7 range being what comes over. Mixed in with some other guys coming from other schools. I mean, I think you're still going to probably see a portal class in the 12 to 15 range, if not higher, on top of whoever we retain from this class, and then what's coming in with this current class that we're seeing a lot of motion on.
Y'all wrong. Over. It's going to be 9 to 10.
9 to 10.
It's going to be 9 to 10.
All right, I will be happy to be proven wrong on that one.
Well, I mean, you start looking, it's like, well, it's a lot of Virginia kids up there that you don't think he can sell that piece of come down here, come home 1 year. Tony Rojas, Amari Campbell. There's your first 2 names. Tony Rojas, a linebacker from up in Northern Virginia. I'm pretty sure, I think that's who Dwight was alluding to earlier, was Tony. And Campbell went from North Carolina up there, and Campbell's blown up. Campbell might make it to the NFL if he doesn't come down. But there's a lot of other guys with not Pennsylvania connections, not Penn State connections. And depending on who he hires for defensive coordinator and those other positions, see, Jim's with me. And y'all know Jim knows Penn State. I think it's going to be a lot more, and I think it's going to be strategic too. I don't think it's just going to be 10 guys who are going to play immediately next year. I think he's going to snipe a couple younger kids. That's where I get my over. So, yeah. All right, Tib can't connect. Tib did connect.
Oh, hang on. We got motion. We got motion.
There we go. Last caller of the night.
Can you hear me, Russ?
Gotcha.
We can hear you.
Okay, so my worry is that we're going to get a Jimbo hire, right? We're just throwing a lot of money at somebody who just got fired. And he's going to bring in a lot of recruits. It's going to be good for a while, but the bottom's going to fall out.
Okay.
But like I said, this is a shot saying Virginia Tech is for real, right? And that's good enough for me.
And that's the main thing. I mean, that's a legit concern. So I totally understand where you're coming from when you say that. But it's just like this. Like I talked to somebody, when you go to just say the basketball, right? It sucked when Buzz came and then he dipped, right? It sucked when he came and dipped. But would you give away what he did when he was here? You know, going to the tournament, the long run that he had? No, you got to have that. Because at the place we're at right now, we don't know when that realignment's coming, but we know it's coming, right? We know that things are happening like that. You don't want to be left out. And before we got this big name coach, we, in all intents and purposes, would have been left out of any kind of realignment. Now, at least, we get our name thrown in there because that's a James Franklin-led team. So for him to leave here, for the most part, he's going to have to either do something really good or really bad. So if he does something really good,
he was fired, bro. He was ready to be fired. Come on.
Say what now?
FSU?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I wasn't even looking at it. What's up, Ray?
FSU, bro. But I'm going to change the subject right now. I'm
go
going to
ahead.
give a shout out to good guy Pry, because he could have sabotaged this whole thing, but he didn't.
So there's a lot of money in that field. It would have been hard to sabotage. A lot of money's been thrown in there. I know Penn State had to give him $9 million. I don't even know what we giving him yet.
But you are right, Tib, that he could have been like, don't go there, it's a shit show, yada yada. And I know $9.5 million is a lot of money, but remember, if he didn't take the 9.5 or 10.5, whatever, again, we'll find out soon. He was getting a shit ton of money from Penn State. So either way, so if like you said, if Pry had made the point of just shitting on it, which I don't think he would, because I think Pry truly wants to see the program do good. I really do. I think if you talk to him, you feel that from his voice. So yeah, and it would it shock anybody if Brent Pry is doing something not on the field, but in the film room, in the locker room next year? No.
So what's the responsibilities for a general manager under Franklin?
That's
Franklin's going to take care of the roster. So what?
No, Andy Frank's been his personnel guy for years. And was it Justin that said it? Did Justin say it?
I it was Chris.
Chris said it a little while ago. He thinks Andy Frank's coming.
Okay.
And Andy Frank has been his personnel guy. Let me effort it here real. He's been for a couple years now. Shelton, if you know by chance, because I know you know things, Andy Frank's been up there for 12 years.
To answer the question though, Tib, I was thinking about that too. And from what I gathered, I could be totally wrong. The AD does handle the athletic department, right? But when you have a general manager of like football, they're going to handle more of the football aspect of that athletic department. You know, they probably will have to answer to an AD, but everything that goes with football is going to go through that general manager. I think that's the way that position is titled and runs.
Yeah, and that's the things really over the next month that we're going to find out. We're going to find out the staff. We're going to find out the structure of how the GM is going to be set up. That's going to be the interesting piece. The portal, obviously the portal, obviously what flips recruiting, because we're three weeks away, right? We're 3 weeks away from National Signing Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. What else you got for us, Ted? Before we're going to wrap up here.
I'll just say this: I don't think the Penn State football program should exist, and I think if Franklin is a vindictive motherfucker, I think he should just go scorched earth, do whatever he can, destroy their recruiting class, take their coaches, scorched earth.
He might.
Let's do it.
I mean, guy was there for 14 years, and what did he really do bad there? Had a couple losses this year.
Not beat Ohio State ever.
He beat them, but he did. No, he beat them.
He beat them. He didn't beat them. He didn't beat them as consistently as Penn
he has
State
as many
wanted to
victories against Ohio State as Frank Beamer does.
True.
Yeah, true.
Fair. All right, Tib, appreciate you getting on with us at the last second here. We'll see you in the future. All right.
Have a good one, fellas.
Take care.
All right, man. Thank you.
All righty.
All right, so Miami, huh?
I don't know what we're going to do. Who knows? He might be going through the locker room this week saying, 10 guys on the bat. If you get 2 pats, you stay in. If you get 1 pat, you know you're going.
Hey.
I'll do something good.
Florida State, huh?
We got Javian Robinson coming in now as of 2 hours ago. He's going to be at the game Saturday, 4-star wide receiver out of PA. So shit's happening, guys. I mean, it's going to be an interesting game because of the recruits that are going to be there and the recruits that are going to be there that weren't even like on our radar, 36 hours ago, whatever it was. Oh, we got one more. We got one more.
Oh, he jumped off.
Oh, hang on.
Is he going to come back?
Mr. Hokie. Mr. Hokie,
Where'd
you go?
But here's the crazy part, though. Normally, stuff like that on game day, Shelton, you were down there for years. Usually the coaches running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Guess what James Franklin gets to do Saturday?
He gets to glad hand. He gets to
sail. That's a huge benefit to getting this locked in this week. He gets now, obviously, with all these kids coming, he's gonna get the glad hand, sell the program as he does. Mr. Hokie, I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to come in. If you don't, we got to move to big screeners. Although, by the way, are y'all giving us any chance this weekend?
No.
Okay.
No.
I think they'll cover, but they're not going to win.
What's the spread right now? Was it more
17.5?
17.5?
I thought that was too much.
That's way too much.
They watched that Florida State game and they was like, they're gonna get beat by 20.
Yeah, but the Florida State, that was them. That was us. Well, to our credit, 4th down, 10, deciding to go for it at the 30-yard line.
Yeah.
Like, that's the ones that hurt because, this was really a 10-point game.
Well, that's awful. I mean, obviously, you can look at the turnovers as being probably the biggest difference in the game. There was miscues throughout the game, but I mean, the turnovers themselves were probably the biggest. When you look at the way the game played out, you look at all the culmination of everything. If you don't turn the ball over like you did, you probably are at least making that giving yourself a chance at the end versus it being the lopsided victory that it was.
Yeah. But before we do big screeners, because your 30 seconds is up, Mr. Hokie, for y'all assistants, do y'all have one or two in mind that you say go get that guy?
Dex.
Why didn't nobody say Jim Knowles?
We tried like hell.
We were on that wagon too long. We're off of it now.
Nobody wants to say Jim Knowles. He won't follow it.
We gonna maybe. We tried him like hell last year. You got anybody?
I don't think Dex is coming, but I want to know what they're gonna do with this offensive line. Like, I watched so much bad offensive line play, and then I can kind of see some good stuff that Moore's doing. I'm gonna be interested to see who he brings, or does he give him a chance, or what route they go with the offensive line. I have no idea what they're gonna do, but that's what I'm more probably looking at than anything. Offensive line coach.
All right, offensive line coach. Shelton, you got anybody?
No, honestly.
No. I'll throw a name out there. What about Coach Chaos?
I seen somebody else throwing it out there.
That was a name that we heard a lot this past offseason.
We heard a lot about it. It's clear there's a connect. Well, we don't know if it's lies or not. It's like you saying, "Well, I'm gonna go work for this company," and then the other company next door to them says, "We're gonna give you 30,000 more." Oh, okay, man. Fuck them. I'm coming to y'all.
I'm just gonna stay here.
He was an elite recruiter, though.
He is an elite recruiter. And the Ricky thing is, I mean, you feel like either him or Moorhead's probably going to be it. I don't think he's going to take a risk with an up and comer or a Soraka or a Mike Yurchek. I think it's going to be one of those two. I think it's going to be a highly experienced guy.
He wants to home run it out the gate. If it ends up not working, he can always roll the dice later. But he wants to home run it out the gate.
And we know with him, he is not afraid to fire offensive coordinators.
Yeah.
To his credit, if it don't work, he's getting that shit.
They either get promoted or fired. There's no middle ground.
There ain't no middle. All righty. Let's go real quick. Let's make some picks. Callie, you gonna do it, man. Come on. Keep going.
I gotta keep hitting them, right?
Keep hitting them. If you've been making bets the last month with Callie, you was probably up a couple $100 because he has went from 7 or 8 games under to only 4 games under. He's been rolling. Shelton took a slight step back last week.
Yeah.
I didn't go over again.
I'm out of the cellar.
You're out of the cellar, damn you. So a lot of good games this weekend. We got one curveball. I wouldn't say curveball, but a little Commonwealth clash here on the board. But let's start it out, Brian. We are going with my pick, Nebraska Penn State. And I switched up on this one, but then I decided, no, neither one of these teams can win by 9.5 points. I'm more interested to see how Penn State plays this week. They still can get bowl eligibility. But with that being said, give me Big Red. 9.5 is way too much to lay.
Sheldon, who you got?
Yes. Well, I'd have to look at who I selected. That would be the first thing. I took Nebraska. I don't think Penn State is as bad as people think. I think I've had some really bad luck this year, but 9.5 seems like a lot. I think Nebraska will do well to cover that.
Sally.
Penn State, they mad because we got their coach. They out to prove a point.
They gonna prove a point. All right.
They win by 10 points.
I think they're gonna prove the point that they win. I don't think they're gonna prove a point by winning by more than 9.5. So I will take Nebraska.
There we go. Who's next?
Tally.
Good one, Tally.
Oh, okay. So I got the Georgia Tech pick game. This is the one Narduzzi said matters, right?
Yep.
So Georgia Tech's gonna win this game. And they're gonna win it by more than 3 points.
Yeah, I'm riding with that big time because Narduzzi, I think, put his fucking foot in his mouth way too many times, and I think Georgia Tech's gonna win this by at least a touchdown.
Georgia Tech by more than 2.5, by more than a touchdown. Everything, the wheels fell off last week at the freshman quarterback at Pitt, and in Atlanta, it's gonna look even worse.
Yeah, so Georgia Tech for me is the opposite of Penn State. I think that they are not as good as people think that they are, based on how they've played in some of their games this year. That being said, I did take Georgia Tech by a hair. I do think it'll be a very close game, but Georgia Tech will win by the skin of their teeth, I imagine.
All right. There you go. Shelton with the Commonwealth Clash.
The Commonwealth Clash, been a major topic of discussion in the office this week. One of the biggest games in the FCS. Not actually, but at least from our perspective. So William Mary, big game for them. They need to win this game in order to stay in contention for the FCS playoffs. So it is effectively a must-win situation for them. I will take the home team. William Mary, I've got them covering 8.5 and beating the Spiders.
Tally.
I chose William and Mary because Shelton chose them, and I don't know anything about neither one of those teams.
I'm riding with William and Mary. I think they're going to make a statement in this one. Keep on track to make the playoff. I think it's going to be a big game for them. They're at home. They're going to take care of business.
My father-in-law went to U of R, so I'm against you, Sheldon, on this. I think I'll let William and Mary win, but the Spiders will cover.
I'm realizing in hindsight I should have went with the red logo instead of the blue logo on this one.
That's fine.
Yeah,
looks creepy.
Thanks for getting the Women Matter logo right. That would be a big celebration in the office because we've got some logos that look very similar that aren't the current logo. So you got it right. So good, congrats to Brian for there.
There we go.
All right,
Nice.
Brian, you got the last one. You got the big one, man.
Last one, man. USC Oregon. This is an interesting matchup. I think when I looked at the 10.5, I was a little wary going this way, but ultimately I'm gonna pick the Ducks in this one. I think they're gonna take care of business.
USC has burned me once with a big number this year. I don't think they're going to burn me twice. I'm not saying they're going to win this game, but I think just 10.5 is too much to lay USC. These are both good teams. I think it's a lot tighter than this, so I'll take the 10.5 points at the zoo for the Trojans.
There we go. Sheldon.
Yeah, now that I really think about it, USC would probably be a smarter pick, but I picked Oregon, so I'm just going to roll with it.
Sheldon said Fade Curtis is still in play.
Oh, Curtis picked that.
Exactly my thought. Seeing Curtis picked USC, said I'm going the opposite way, buddy. Give me Oregon.
There we go.
So there are the big screeners for this week. Gonna be fun weekend ahead. Fun night tonight for everybody who has been here listening. By the way, do you see Mike London around the office, Sheldon?
I have not seen him around the office because the football building is separate, but
Okay.
I've had a couple of interactions with him. He is a super, super nice guy. Not a stereotypical, gruff old guy football coach. Like, he's super personable and friendly. So I love him.
Very cool. I've always heard that about him too.
Yeah, London's a good guy. I met him back when I coached at Tucker. He came by the building a couple times. So yeah, he's a good guy, man.
Nice. All right. Again, it has been a fun night. Chad, it's been a fun night. Everybody that jumped on with us, we really appreciate it, y'all. It's been fun. We got where we wanted to be. We got before Thanksgiving where we wanted to be. Basketball's 4-0. Basketball's looking good. Basketball's got a game tomorrow night, and then they head to the Bahamas. Find out a lot about the team next week. I don't know where Phil is. I told Phil to come on tonight. Phil is going to be heading to the Bahamas for that tournament. So maybe live check-in at the court.
He's gonna have a good. He needs to do. Yeah, he needs to get on there. Do some live streaming from.
We'll see. We'll see.
Bahamas, man.
We
see
can
if he can get enough internet to do that.
Oh, he should be. He's gonna be at a resort, man.
Okay.
All right. Anything else? Did anybody else commit to coming this weekend in the last 10 minutes?
I've been kind of
monitoring
around here. I haven't seen any other names that I haven't tried to throw on here while we're going live. But yeah.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. This episode of the Boundary Corner podcast brought to you by Counts Family Pharmacy, brought to you by Moments on the Maury. I'm Curtis Wilson.
I'm Brian Siegler.
Jonathan Talley.
And I'm Sheldon Moss.
Visit boundarycornerbt.com to listen to all of our episodes. Follow us Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube channel like so many of y'all are on tonight. Don't forget, we are on all your podcast sources. As always, we let our buddy Jason Long play us in, play us out. Check out jasonlongmusic.com where you can link to everything for him. Apple, Spotify, Facebook, YouTube pages. Also has his live events pages where you can see where he is playing down in the Roanoke area. We appreciate y'all for listening. We appreciate y'all for hopping on tonight. We appreciate for the chat messages. And as always, let's go.
Hokies.
Hokies.